So, Izzy, as you know, we are here in the Northern Hemisphere. We are in the last month of summer. Unfortunately, I really enjoyed the summer. And some of the people, they're coming back from their vacations. Some others, they're planning their vacations for August. Do you have a summer playlist with those summer hits, some song hits you're listening to during summer? I know it's not summer in Brazil right now, right?
It is not summer in Brazil. But I do have my playlist of fun songs that I listen to when I travel. Because I would say that it's always summer where I live.
Yeah, that's the
In terms of
benefit.
weather, it's always sunny. Actually, it's not
So
always
true.
summer, but it's always sunny. But I do have my playlist, and there's a lot of stuff like Jack Johnson and some of the stuff that we will listen to today as well, like Coldplay. And yeah, today's podcast for you, listener, viewer, it'll be all about music.
I love Coldplay. I think it's jumping from one playlist to another playlist for my road trips. And I remember the last road trip we were taking, right now in Ukraine, it's not that easy to travel. But the last one was with Dua Lipa on repeat on our way to the seaside here in Ukraine. So I think I learned all the songs by heart during that trip because it took us like around 7 hours to get there or something. And
Wow.
about these summer hits, I'm super happy today to listen a little bit and to teach a bit of lyrics from Benson Boone. That's one of the hits of this summer with his song Beautiful Things. And what else do we have today?
Yeah, so we're exploring the lyrics and the meaning behind these songs. There's 4 songs. It's one from Taylor Swift, another one from Coldplay, another one from Beyonce, and Benson Boone, as you said. Is it Boone or Booney?
I'm not sure. To be honest, I've never checked it. But guys, I would recommend you to go and check the lyrics on genius.com because they also have a video where he, the artist himself, explains more about the song.
Fascinating. Let's leave that link in the description. And get started with the first song, which is Blank Space by Taylor Swift.
So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down.
Do you know that one?
Yeah, I think I heard it. Not my favorite. From that album, actually, I like more Shake It Off. But this one is super popular. I know it's just was on top of the charts, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Top of the charts. What does that mean?
Those are like lists of popular music. And the most popular, they're on top, like number 1, 2, and 3, right?
They're ranked by popularity. There was another podcast a few months ago that we listened to me singing Adele's songs, right? So we're going to do this again, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I know students loved it, so they are again in for a treat today.
Yeah.
So guys, Izzy is going to sing us a song right now and take advantage. You can sing along with him. You can easily do it if you go to the RealLife English app, open the transcript for this very lesson, and you will see all the lyrics written there. So you can, even without knowing them, sing along.
So, Blank Space. It goes like this. 'Cause we're young and reckless, we'll take this way too far. It'll leave you breathless, or with a nasty scar. Got a long list of ex-lovers, they'll tell you I'm insane. But I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.
You did it. Nice singing.
Yeah, this one, I think most of our songs are about experiences, like romantic relationships and heartbreaking experiences. It's kind of dramatic, but it's fun. So this is the chorus section of the song, which is usually that main part where everybody sings together with the crowd, right? And she says the word reckless in the beginning of it. 'Cause we're young and we're reckless.
So reckless is when you don't actually think about the consequences of your actions or the things you're saying, right? So you are careless. Another word for this is careless.
So what is she saying here in this song? Like, what is she talking about? Do you know?
She's singing about a list of ex-lovers. So it's about this. She's sarcastic a little bit, I guess, because paparazzis are obsessed with documenting and following her love life. And, they are always saying that she has too many lovers or something like that, or she changes them a lot. So maybe it's also allusion to that. Like, we are reckless. We don't think so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so after that, she says that we'll take this way too far. So what does it mean when you say that you're taking something way too far?
Okay, so the way too here is used as an intensifier to say that something is too much. Like in this case, it's way too far. Like they went too far, maybe into their relationship. Yeah, it's not at the beginning stage, but they became more intimate, more close. But if you change the word far into long, for example, way too long, you can say that we've been waiting here for way too long, right? So it's way too is a nice phrase to learn because it's exactly like emphasizes that something is too much.
So, we'll take this way too far. It'll leave you breathless. What is that? If something leaves you breathless?
I love it because, the verb to leave home, for example. So it means to go away somewhere. But here, leave is used in another meaning, right? When you leave somebody breathless or speechless or frustrated, you make them feel that way, yeah? Or you have an impact on them. So in this case, she says that her impact on this new lover will be so huge that he will lose his breath for some time. Yeah, breathless.
Yeah, I think if you exercise too much or way too much, you can also be feeling breathless without being able to breathe so easily. So she says that this relationship will either leave this person breathless or leave them a nasty scar. What is a nasty scar?
Yeah, so this is something opposite. In breathless, I have a feeling that the connotation is more positive, like she will blow his mind. Yeah, take him, lift him up. And here, nasty scar means that the partner will be emotionally wounded. Yeah, it will be like a trauma, emotional trauma, if this relationship won't work out. So nasty scar is some bad scar, like a really noticeable. It may be a literal scar on your body, like from injury, right? And you can also say the same, oh, I got a very nasty scar. But in this song, in these lyrics, it is used metaphorically about an emotional trauma.
Exactly, because you said that he would be feeling emotionally wounded. And if you have a wound, it's like you have a cut or a bruise, something in your body that's like you're feeling pain. So in this case, it's probably metaphorical. And nasty is that it's just like really bad. It's an adjective for something that's really negative in that sense. So she went on to say that she has a long list of ex-lovers and they will tell that she's insane, but she's got a blank space on his list. And as she says, I'll write your name. This guy's name, right? So blank space here is just an empty space on that list. And it's interesting the way she pronounces the beginning of that sentence, but I've got a blank space because there's a lot of connected speech there. The T in but becomes a flap T. So you don't have a D sound, but I've, and then the same thing will happen to got in got-a. But I've gotta. It's a very common phrase. Gotta. I've gotta. So, but I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name. So again, connected speech in the beginning of the sentence, I'll write your name. Very common to see when you have a T sound, especially in an American accent. You have a T sound at the end of a word, and the next word starts with a Y, the letter Y. So you'll get a CH sound out of that. So in this case, write your name.
And it's all connected. And it's very good that you broke down the connected speech here as well, because honestly, I read something funny about this line. from Taylor Swift's song. So there is this joke, not joke, actually, it happened. Many fans, they confused or misheard this line. So they were thinking that Taylor is singing all the lonely Starbucks lovers. And she even made like a post on her social media account, like saying that, hey, like greetings to all the lonely Starbucks lovers. Actually, it's not the line, it's not the correct line, but like, greetings. It was her greeting on Valentine's Day or something like that. That was funny. And yeah, we at the very beginning, we didn't ask our listeners, do they understand the lyrics of the songs like by ear without checking the lyrics? Yeah, because with all this connected speech, it is super challenging. I myself don't understand everything they sing. I always have to check the lyrics. What about you?
Yeah, and the thing about connected speech is that it really is the main challenge for understanding natives and fast speakers, especially for intermediate level learners. And the good thing about this podcast is that if you are listening to us, you listener, viewer, and you just have a hard time understanding us here on this podcast, you should download the RealLife app, because you can get a full interactive transcript and flashcards of covering all the advanced vocabulary that we use here. And it's free to download. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store and search for RealLife English and download it now.
So, and now it's time for Coldplay and one of my favorite songs, Clocks. By the way, Izzy, I wanted to ask you, do you have any memories associated with this band, with Coldplay? I don't know, do you remember when you first heard about them, or any warm memories with any of their songs?
I think my memories are pretty much just of good times. Coldplay is such a heartwarming, cool band. There's nothing heavy about them in terms of sound, but also I think when you listen to the songs, they often carry like a positive meaning, or at least they make you think, they make you wonder. So I like Coldplay. They're a fun band.
I love them, and I have so much respect because I don't know if you heard it, but they've been making totally sustainable tours right now, like eco-friendly tours. There is this video, we will again link it into the description to this episode so you guys can check it out, and I highly recommend you check it out, where Chris Martin is talking about this, that they came up with so many ideas how to power the whole concert thanks to new technologies and even with the fans. So imagine that you're cycling on a bike during the concert to power a generator that powers the electricity or generates electricity for the concert. Can you imagine that? And so many other initiatives. And by the way, every ticket sold brings a new tree. So they are planting trees, as many trees as many concert goers show up at their tours.
Wow. So forward thinking, isn't it?
It is. By the way, what is it? Forward thinking?
Forward thinking is an adjective. It's when you think ahead in terms of innovation and thinking about the future, often related to caring about other people. So clocks, it goes like this. Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and plead, singing, come out of things unsaid. Shoot an apple off my head, and not trouble that can't be named. A tiger's waiting to be tamed, singing, you are.
Beautiful song. Remember, I asked you, do you have any memories associated with Coldplay? I do. Once I was working at a cafe and going back home from my shift, I was sitting with one of the boys. We were working together, and I heard that he was listening to Coldplay in his earbuds, and I asked him, oh, is it like Coldplay? And at that time they were like really, really popular. And he said, yeah. Like, do you want to listen to it too? And he just passed me one of the, earphones, and we were sitting on a bus together and listening to Coldplay from one of the headphones together. That was a memory with the Coldplay I have.
Beautiful. And I think when you associate these emotions and moments with learning, and I know you weren't trying to learn anything there, but if you listen to the lyrics, I think you could easily just memorize lyrics and vocabulary learning by putting them in these meaningful moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and the lyrics of this song, they're just kind of cryptic, kind of hard to interpret.
Mm-hmm.
That's what cryptic means. It's when something is written or communicated with signals and codes, right? So it's kind of cryptic. But one thing that's pretty clear to me is that it is dealing with an idea of time passing, and that being something that you cannot deny or do anything about, and that you should make the best of it when we're here, present, and alive. So that is something that I can detect there, but still, it is kind of cryptic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And I also think that everybody can interpret it in their own way, or even the same person by listening to it over and over again at different points in their life, they can interpret it differently, right?
And it starts with this sentence, lights go out and I can't be saved. So the phrase lights go out, when lights go out, or the light went out, that has so many meanings. Literally, it just means that like the power went down, there's no electricity, so lights go out. But metaphorically, figuratively, it can mean that you've become unconscious, maybe you've passed out, or maybe even passed away, somebody has died. But I think here it just means that like, oh, things can end, things will end, I can't be saved. Tides that I try to swim against. So it's time passing, all these tides. What does that mean? Tides, to swim against the tide here in this case. What does that mean?
Yeah, so we have these two actually expressions in English, to swim against the tides or to swim against the current. And they basically mean the same, is to struggle, to go against something, to be in the opposition maybe sometimes, right? The tide is this thing with the water, so the connection of water and the moon. So we have a low tide and high tide. So it's the movement of water, right? And when you're trying to swim against it, you're struggling, you're in a battle with natural forces. The opposite, do you know what would be the opposite of swimming against the tide, Easy?
Going with the flow?
Going with the flow. It's when you have no struggles at all and you let it go and just like go with the flow. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice one. I just remembered it because like flow is also about like liquids and stuff, right? And it's figurative. So he continues with that these tides that he's trying to swim against, they have brought him down upon his knees. So he was saying, brought me down upon my knees. What is that?
Again, so this is something, a situation in your life makes you feel like depressed, and you are on your knees, like you are almost giving up. And that goes with such a contrast of another song where it's just like the opposite of these lines, like the hymn for the weekend. He sings there that there is this angel that lifts me up, which is the opposite of bring me down on my knees, and make my world light up. Yeah, this angel makes his world light up, which is the opposite of lights go out. I found it so interesting, this correlation between these two songs. Yeah, that's basically it. That's explanation. And just a small comment here. That is so interesting. I have another interpretation of these lines. For me, lights go out and that he's trying to swim against those tides is about this period of night when you're alone, when you're going to bed and thoughts just attack you like tide, like a high tide, and you're trying to fight those doubts about yourself and like you're, feeling very bad. And yeah, it's about self-doubt for me in this song somehow.
Wow. That is interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I like it. I like that too. And in the following line, when he says, oh, I beg and plead, we can also see some connected speech there. Beg and plead. This is very common when you have the word and connecting two common words that they usually go together. You know, like mac and cheese, like mac and cheese, or the band Guns N' Roses. So it'll just be that N sound. It's very subtle, very soft, and you just connect the words with that N sound. So beg and plead. What is beg and plead, by the way?
It's asking, like really, really asking, like begging, please, please. Yeah, pleading. It has several meanings. In this case, it's just like, yeah, like begging, the synonymous word.
Mm-hmm. So continuing, come out of things unsaid, shoot an apple off my head. Shoot an apple off my head. Very interesting phrase there, because I think it has some cultural context behind it. Do you know?
I'm not very familiar with that.
I thought you would know because you're from Europe, and as far as I know, this is a popular story in Europe, but I could be wrong. It's about the tale of William Tell, and there's a moment in his story that he shoots an apple with a bow and an arrow. Like, he shoots an apple off his son's head. I'm not sure about the story, but I do know of that reference, and it just means like it's a situation where there's a lot of risk. There's high stakes, which is basically a risk. Finally, he ends this verse with a more positive note, I would say, by saying that a tiger waiting to be tamed, which is this whole situation. It can be tamed, but what is that? And this is figurative, right?
Yeah.
So what is a tiger waiting to be tamed?
Okay, let me explain what is to be tamed mean, but again, we came to the point where our interpretations differ. That is so interesting. So to tame a wild animal means to make it listen to you, to take control of that animal, right? Like that's how we got dogs as our pets at some point in time, very, very long time ago. We just tamed wolves, right? They became our dogs or pets or something like that. If you tame a tiger, you make it listen to you. Here, how I understand it is that that tiger, that wild animal, for me, is like maybe a representation of our emotions like anger or aggression. And the time to tame those emotions is to take control over the situation, to calm yourself down. That's how I read it.
Yeah. I think I read it similarly. It's just because I think it's a positive line because it's telling you that there is a way that you can tame it. It's waiting to be tamed.
And maybe, by the way, let's ask our listeners and viewers, maybe they have their own understanding of these lines. Guys, please write us in the comments under this video if you're on YouTube, or shoot us an email at hello@reallifeglobal.com if you want to share your understanding of this lyrics or any other lyrics we are explaining to you today.
Okay, so this is a total classic from 2008. So it's not a new song, but I think everybody knows it. And it goes like this. Remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, I got my angel now.
I loved how you did it. Like, hello. I cannot sing it like that. Hey.
This one is more positive, you could say, and I think it's easier to interpret it. It's just all about vulnerability and opening yourself up to another person. So she starts talking about these walls, which are figurative. It's just like exactly you're blocking another person from getting to know you, from knowing your feelings. But then these walls are now tumbling down. What is that?
Yeah, so basically it's like when you don't trust a person, you build that wall. And when those walls are tumbling down, they're just falling down. Yeah, such a funny coincidence. I had a literal tumbling down of one of the walls outside in the garden yesterday. So we are dismantling this very old shed in my garden. And yesterday, one of the walls, like literally, it tumbled down. It fell. So everybody's safe. Everything's great. But I found it's funny that we had this coincidence. And today I'm explaining the lyrics tumbling down.
Did you build that shed yourself? Because then maybe you could sing this. Like, remember that wall I built? Baby, it's tumbling down.
This time, my father would have to sing it. It was his, he built it.
Anyway, so these walls, they're tumbling down, and they're not even putting up a fight. So she sings, they didn't even put up a fight. What does that mean? If you, like a person, for example, they put up a fight.
They start a fight or they struggle. Again, they're opposing something. Yeah, here we see that the walls even didn't even resist, right? So they didn't oppose and put up a fight. It's just start a fight. They didn't start fighting.
Yeah, it's like you're opposing and you're offering. You're really creating resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not easy to defeat you. You are putting up a fight. So these walls, they didn't put up a fight. They just tumbled down, and they tumbled out silently. They didn't even make a sound.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some interesting connected speech here in these two sentences. So how does she say put up a fight?
Okay, so what we hear is put up a fight. Yeah, put up. Again, what happens is we have a T sound as the end of put, which is followed by the vowel, and that turns the T sound into a flap T, the sound, put up a fight. Yeah, and then the article it is reduced to a schwa sound, so it gets linked to up, put up a fight. Yeah, put up a fight.
And the following sentence, it's all connected to, they didn't even make a sound. Didn't even. So the T is totally dropped there. So it's not didn't. It's just didn't even. And make a sound. The A there, and make a sound. Again, it gets reduced to a simple schwa sound. So just make a sound. They didn't even make a sound. So the second verse, she'll say, I found a way to let you in.
Mm-hmm.
What does she mean?
So again, the literal meaning of letting somebody in would be to let them inside, to open the door and let them go into your house. Here, again, it's used metaphorically. Songs are known for writing everything metaphorically, right? It means to open up again and let that person into her life, share some intimate moment with them, be open, right?
Yeah, that's the beauty of music. One of the special things about music is you can really speak poetically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the only opportunities that you have to do that. Because if you just speak like this, people would just react to who speaks like that, right? But in here, it's a song, so you can.
Very good point. Yeah, very good point. It's I imagine two friends are talking, say, okay, I'm letting you in. Share what's on your mind. Yeah. Yeah.
So again, more interesting connected speech here in let you in, because as I said before, you're going to have a T sound at the end of a word and a Y, a word starting with a Y letter. Then you very often will hear in American English that becoming a CH sound. So let you in.
Yeah.
Let you in. So at the end of this verse, she sings, standing in the light of your halo. The phrase light of your halo is interesting because, again, in connected speech, the word of gets reduced and it's just a simple schwa sound. Light of your halo. What is a halo?
So again, couple of meanings to this word halo. If religiously, you can remember that you see that circle above the head of some saint. So this is a halo. Here it's this this feeling, this vibe that surrounds this person. He oozes warmth and she admires him. So this is a halo, something that surrounds personality of this person. But in general, halo is that circle above the head of a saint. Another halo that I just remembered is when you see a moon. Sometimes there is this, because of some weather factors, you can see a halo. So there is a moon and a circle surrounding the moon, which is also called halo.
So I love this song, and it's, if you want to understand better what she means by this guy's halo, just read the lyrics, listen to the song. She'll talk about it extensively. So it's a really nice one. Now let's move on to the next song, which is Beautiful Things by Benson Boone.
But I know the things he gives me, he can take away.
So the song starts like this. For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last 4 cold Decembers I recall. It's the intro verse, and there's some very nice expressions here, starting with "it was rough." So what does that mean?
Yeah, so it was rough. We can understand here that he had bad times, like the situation, his life was difficult. Maybe he was trying to overcome some obstacles. So rough, it may mean a rough terrain, like rough road, yeah, or emotionally challenging. You are struggling mentally. In this case, he refers to this. It was a difficult period in his life.
Yeah, that's what the first phrase means. It's like for a while there. So for a moment, it was difficult. But lately, and this is interesting, lately, the way he pronounces this, he drops the T. So it is just like a glottal T sound. Lately. But lately, I've been doing better.
And I like the grammar here because as we noticed in the first line, it was rough. It is past simple. That means that those bad times are already over. But in the second line, we have here present a perfect continuous. I've been doing better. This means that lately is the marker of these tense. Yeah, so it started at some point in the past and it's still continuing happening. He's still doing great, right? So I've been doing better. This is present perfect continuous tense. So even grammar you can learn in the lyrics.
Yeah, and this one in particular, it's really conversational. You could even say this and it wouldn't sound strange. It wouldn't sound so poetic because it's really conversational. For a while there, it was rough, but lately, been doing better.
I had the same thought, Easy. I was just like projecting it. Yeah, basically, if you are asked, how are you? Yeah. Things were not good. It was rough. Yeah, but I've been doing better now. Yeah.
So conversational. And he was saying that in these last 4 years or last 4 cold Decembers, because he's talking about 4 Decembers, so I'm imagining it's 4 different years, right?
Why I think he mentions December here? Because December is the month of Christmas, when we celebrate Christmas, right? And the 4 last Decembers were cold for him, meaning that he was single. He didn't have a girlfriend to bring and celebrate Christmas with, so they were cold for him.
So he says that he's doing better than these last 4 cold Decembers as he recalls. So you say, I recall. What is that? To recall.
So to recall is another word for remember. Yeah, I remember, I recall. There is even this popular sci-fi movie. I don't know if you watched it, Total Recall. Yeah, to remember everything. So Easy, I'm so happy we brought this song because actually this is one of the songs we are singing with Mira, my daughter. As I mentioned at the very beginning, this is like this summer hit. And he goes like, I recommend you guys, if you didn't, something happened, if you're living in a cave, if you haven't heard this song, please listen to it. He goes like really, there's up tempo, right, in the verse.
What is that?
Up tempo. So yeah, the melody is very dynamic. Yeah. Up tempo, like fast.
Gets faster, right?
It gets faster.
Maybe more cheerful.
But
what were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying that this is one of the songs. Some other hits of this summer would be like Lose Control by 𝗃𝗃 and Hosier with Too Sweet. These are all songs that are on my summer playlist. And guys, if you enjoyed today's lesson, if you enjoy learning English with lyrics, with songs, let us know what are your favorite songs so that we could make our next lessons with your favorite songs.
Oh, yeah.
So this is it for today. Thank you so much, guys, for singing with us and staying till the end of this episode. If you're listening us on any streaming platform, please support us by giving us a 5-star review. And if you are here on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell down below, and leave us a comment. So Easy, thank you so much for your singing today. I really feel like we got united by music, right? And this reminds us of this quote. No matter what divides us, that what unites us is far greater. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah.
So, Izzy, you've brought a really nice clip for us to jump into today's topic, right? With the really brilliant actor, Michael Caine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is all about using the difficulty, which is this philosophy for life that he shares. And I think it's really similar to other ideas that you can get from books like The Obstacle is the Way and other Stoic